Hi there, so this video is aimed at parents who are thinking about taking their kids out to learn how to drive. So if you're one of them parents, you just got to say to yourself, right, okay then, I'm not going to spring it on them. I need to think about this in advance. I need to make sure they've got their provisional driving license, and I need to make sure if I'm going to go near a road or on a road, I've got my insurance sorted, because if the worst happens and I scratch my car, I want to get it sorted with insurance. And choose a time that's quiet. Don't start saying, well, let's take them out on a Sunday morning at dinner time when it's busier. Take them out on a Sunday afternoon when it's quiet, when there's less people around, and decide who's going to take your kids out. Is it going to be the mum or dad? Who's the best person? Who's the most calmest out you two? It could be both of you. You both feel as though you can do it. If that's the case, then great. But if one of you is getting all stressed about it and has got a short fuse, it's probably not going to be the right person to take them out. And remember, you've got 25 years of driving experience as a driver compared to your child who you've raised for 17 years. So 25 years, everything's been chucked at you, every mistake in the book's been thrown at you, and you've coped with it. You've coped with all the dangerous situations over the last 25 years, but your child has not got any of that. They've been sat in the back seat or sat in the passenger seat, not paying attention, growing up to the point where they're getting to all 17, you thought, right, I'm going to teach them. So you need to say, right, what do I expect in that first lesson? Basically, not too much. That's the answer. Don't expect too much, because if you put them under pressure, it's going to end in shouting at each other. So first lesson, what can you do? Well, drive them somewhere quiet. That's the first thing. Don't get them driving straight away, because it's going to end up in an argument or an accident. Drive them to somewhere like a really quiet open space, like a quiet car park or an airstrip on a Sunday afternoon where there's not many people around, and you'll probably know the area where you live. There's always one or two areas where you live where learner cars go for the first lesson. And then you park up and you explain the controls. So you get them to sit in the driver's seat, explain the controls, explain how to set the seat forward so they can reach the pedals, and explain what the indicators are for. Explain what the steering wheel is used and how to turn the steering wheel. And I'll put a video at the top there of how to turn the steering wheel. It's a simple one. It's mainly aimed at people to stop the crossing the rounds, because it can get dangerous. So you just got to make sure in the first few lessons you understand how to turn that wheel. And the other thing is, when you're teaching them how to drive, don't expect too much. Explain to them these things about what the right pedal is for. It's the gas pedal, and what you say is what just touch it gently to you could be quite hard for them. So just say, right, well, for a second, just touch it gently, and you'll be surprised that second it will go dead loud, it'll go on them. and you say, well, have a look at a rev counter, and that rev counter, it goes to about 1 or 1.5, that's probably enough, and get them to just gently increase that pressure. So they're practicing the pedals, and they get used to how sensitive the pedals are, because you're used to that, they're not used to that. And then you say to them, right, well, that gas makes it go, and the brake in the middle makes it slow. So the right foot pivots, gas to go, brake to slow, things like that. And get them to, when you start to move off later on, get them to gently touch the brake, because they're going to brake hard, and it's going to go, you're going to fly forward, they're going to get whiplash. Don't be surprised if it happens. The other thing is the clutch, left foot only. Just say, left foot's got one job, clutch, and that's it. And the right foot's got two jobs, brake to stop and gas to go. And it pivots. So they understand what the differences are. And like I say, spend a bit of time explaining what the cockpit drill is, explaining, and I'll put a link at the top for that, by the way. Explain how the controls are and what sort of things that they should be doing to set themselves up correctly. And the mirrors and all this sort of stuff. So all the basic stuff that you just do in the first second, they've got to go through it all, and it's going to take them maybe 15-20 minutes to get the car right for them. It's going to take them another 10-15 minutes to play around with the gas and pedals and the clutch pedals, or take as long as it needs to be. When you are at a stage where you're thinking, well, now they're all set up and they've been playing around with them pedals, and they understand what they've got to do, and they understand how to control it, and what they're going to do when they're going to stop. Then you're at a stage now where you're thinking, right, well, maybe we can drive off now. So explain to them what you want to do. Don't just say put it in gear and drive off, because they're not going to look round. Explain the observations and how important it is to look round, and the blind spots. And explain to them about when you move off, we're going to move off slowly, and then we're going to pull over the side of the road and stop. It's all about going slow. It's not about rushing. And just by doing what we've done that, and we've been talking now for about 5 minutes, that's going to take them about, to do all that, at least an hour and a half of your time of driving. The cockpit drill to maybe take about between 20 minutes and half an hour, and then practicing the pedals, you're talking another 15-20 minutes, and then moving off and stopping, that can take an hour just doing that, you know. And remember, don't go to a busy area to do this, and don't be surprised that they're stalling you. I say, if they're stalling up to 25-30 times, and that's normal, just expect it. Don't get frustrated. Keep you cool, and I'll put a link at the top of other videos to learn how to drive. If you want me to do a part 2 for parents, I'll definitely do a part 2. If you like the video, by all means like and subscribe to my channel, and good luck with the driving with your kids. Okay, take care.